work. I honestly think, like, and some of it's down to mental health in the numbers. If you can't find a job that pays you enough money to have a basically decent life, what's the fucking point of working? Literally. And so there is an argument. I don't think, we may not be able to prove it, but there's an argument that says housing becoming so expensive is what's killed off whatever work ethic we used to have.
It's certainly a contributing factor.
It's
I look at all of the people that I grew up with, and I look at their parents, who are now in their late 70s, early 80s. And many of them started out because of, the people of the schools I went to and where I grew up. They're all from roughly the same area of southwest London. And there were people that came from up north, came from Scotland, and they bought a flat when they were in their 20s in places like Putney or Twickenham or St Margaret's, all in that area. And then they had a kid in that flat. They got married, had a kid in that flat. And then, as soon as the second child was born, they moved, or sometimes even before, they moved to their second home, which tended to be a terraced 3-bed or one of the new build estates. There were lots in Teddington, was a really popular place for those to happen. And then, very shortly after that, so about 6 or 7 years after that, they only stayed in that middle home for 6 or 7 years. And by the time they were 36 to 40, it was somewhere in there, they bought their final house. So around about the same time that many people are buying their first bloody house, they were buying their third final home. And all of them, because they were doctors and lawyers and professional managers in large organizations, they were doing pretty well. They all ended up in 6-bedroom properties that they bought for around £80,000 in 1980 and would now be valued, I'm not saying you'd get it, but be valued at a couple of million. And that just, if you start out now, even as a doctor, let's say you want to be a GP, one of these guys was GP. First of all, are you even going to become a partner in a GP's practice, or are they going to try and keep you as a locum so that you can't make the big bucks because they want to keep the money for themselves in an existing partnership? So yeah, you'll have done all of your study and all of your training, you'll have done your hospital work, you'll have then gone on to do your GP qualifications, and yet you're earning 100k, and you go, well, that puts me in the top 1% of earners in this country. 100k, it's very good. 100k does not buy you, by the time you are 36, a £2 million fucking house.
No.